Shabbat Shalom again. Today I did a reading of Bereshit with my friend Rabbi Shmuley, and we talked about the story of Adam and Eve, and in the beginning, what God created in the beginning, and of course that has tons of stories attached to it, but the most known story is that the snake tempted Eve, and that was our discussion today about Bereshit, the beginning. If you put it in historical context, that snake, because I do believe that Torah is a living history, and it's an encoded story that you have to study a long time to perceive, receive, understand, hear. And I was thinking that the historical interpretation of it is that the snake was actually kind of a consort of the Babylonian goddess. And when the Jewish people left Babylon and eventually the slavery to Babylon, they still had all the vestiges of mind control that were forced down their throats during their captivity. And it's still that way. But Eve in the story, Chava is her name, she's tempted by the snake to eat from the fruit of the knowledge of good and evil. And what that's about is that there are two trees in the Garden of Eden, and one of them is the tree of life, and one of them is the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, of which he was tempted to eat the fruit and to offer it to her husband. And Torah tells us that the sin of tasting the fruit was not, that it wasn't a sin until the second bite. All these are very, very deep, encoded tales. But I think that means that she was tempted always to return to the ways of Babylon based on child sacrifice, because it was very difficult for the Israelites to leave that in Egypt. And there were 12 tribes of Israelites, which comprised most of humanity, that left Egypt and left slavery. And they did it by closing themselves off to the Pharaoh's mind control. And it was very, very difficult for them to do that, because they had come to rely and believe in black magic. When the snake tempted Eve to eat of the fruit of the knowledge of good and evil, what that was he tempted her, and she did it, and Adam did it too. And they entered a world of duality, because that's what the tree of the knowledge of good and evil is, a world of duality, which is a mind control program. To go, oh, maybe that's right, oh, maybe that's wrong, I can't really tell. I'll have to look at evidence from this side and evidence from that side so that I can make a balanced judgment. That's slavery. When you just know how to exist without thinking and without buying into mind control of any sort, you're in the tree of life. So that's why I say in the beginning was the hearing and not the word, because, and this is metaphorical, of course, because if there's, if a tree falls in the desert, in the forest, does anybody hear it? If holiness is spoken and you don't know how to listen or receive it, does it matter? I want to totally destroy the mind control that we're all under because it keeps us from God. And that's its intent. But here on Shabbat, we don't have any mind control. We have only truth and connection to the tree of life because we're not chasing after money on this 24-hour period. And to be able to do that is very brave and takes a lot of courage. And it's frightening, and there's steps to it too. But to let go of duality and the matrix of money and material things. Just go deeper. Go deeper into relaxation. Go deeper into the prayer. And I'll be telling you about the miracle prayer in the next few videos that I make. If you're really deeply relaxed, you can hear better too. If you are beyond the din of the world that is unceasing and bombards us with crazy thoughts or any kind of thoughts. Thoughts are something we need to let go of. They're not reality. Being, not thinking, is reality. See you in a while.